everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is casting news shakeups being leaked regarding the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So we are getting some leaks on what the producers are thinking, what casting might look like for the next season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So this is according to Reality Blurb. And as we all know, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has taken sort of a hiatus. They've taken a pause in between filming season 13. Usually they would be filming by now, but they're not. They are going to wait until about early or late January 2023. We already went through all of the reasons why they're probably doing this. One, they're not sure about casting. They might be on the fence about bringing Lisa Rinna back. Production and all of their mishaps being exposed for deleting scenes, for editing scenes, for all of that. So there's a lot of reasons. Also, Botgate, that investigation has to go on, seeing who's behind that. So there's a lot of reasons why they might have taken a break, but now we're getting some leaks as to what they're thinking for the next cast. Okay, so let's go. It says, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills casting news. Dorit Kemsley faces possible demotion. And find out which two housewives might be fired as producers consider returns of Lisa Vanderpump and Brandi. Don't worry, you guys. I made a chart for everyone. Here we go. All right. So it says, Diana Jenkins and Crystal Kogminkoff are reportedly facing firings ahead of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 13. Amid what is being referred to as, quote, cast shakeups, it is being reported that both Diana and Crystal are both on the chopping block as producers of the long-running Bravo series consider whether or not to bring back their most controversial castmate, Lisa Rinna. Okay. Quote, they're leaning toward, I think they meant they're leaning toward bringing Kathy Hilton back as a friend because she's a fan favorite, but they're conflicted because Lisa is the show's antagonist, and that is a critical role. The source told the source told Us Weekly in the latest issue of their magazine. They are also taking the fan backlash surrounding Lisa into consideration. Dorit Kemsley's role is also said to be up in the air, with the report saying that she might be demoted to a friend of role. Meanwhile, producers are allegedly considering the return of the two very talked about former castmates, Brandi Glanville and Lisa Vanderpump. There have also been talks about bringing back Brandi and Lisa, but a final decision has yet to be made, the insider teased. This news comes on the heels of claims from Star Magazine that suggested both execs and fans were clamoring for Lisa Rinna's departure after season 12. Nobody would be sorry to see Lisa go, a friend told the outlet. She's obviously imploding and could use some time off. She obviously learned that being such a pot stirrer meant she would get more camera time and better storylines. She felt it gave her an edge to say what's on her mind, and of course, the producers loved the drama it caused. The insider continued of Lisa's earlier moments on the show. The source then said that Lisa would claim it was a mutual decision if she ultimately gets fired from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She doesn't intend to let them have the last say, the source noted. Lisa admits she wasn't herself this season. Her mom passed away, and she vented her grief at the co-stars, which she knows isn't healthy. Again, stop using your mother's death as an excuse. We've all gone through grief. It is not an excuse. Okay, you guys. So according to that article and sources, Lisa Vanderpump, Brandi Glanville might be coming back. What are your thoughts on that? Would we want Lisa Vanderpump back? Would we want Brandi Glanville back? And do we think that Lisa Vanderpump is actually willing to come back? I think she might be. I know she said that she wouldn't. I know she said that, with Lisa Rinna and all that stuff. But I think that she might be willing to come back. I mean, Vanderpump Rules is pretty much on its last leg. I don't know who's really checking for that show anymore. I think that her show that she had on her own, I forgot what it was called, when she would have people come over and they would cook dinner at her house. I don't know if that's still on. I think it was on Peacock, or maybe it was on Bravo, but I don't think that show is still on anymore. So I'm not really sure what Lisa Vanderpump is up to. Like, I know that she has, Pump. I don't know if Villa Blanca has reopened or not. I don't know if Sir has reopened or not. I'm not sure. So I'm not really sure what LVP is up to. So she might be willing to come back. Now, when it comes to Brandi Glanville, I am not a Brandi Glanville fan at all. But I think that she made a quote, good impression, as in she brought drama and was able to make friends on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She was able to mend fences with, what's her face? With, Taylor. And she also made friends with like Phaedra. So I think that Brandi really has been windmilling to get her spot back on. And she did do a good job on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Whether I want her back on Beverly Hills, I don't. She just left such a bad taste in my mouth with the whole Denise hookup situation. In my opinion, I think that she was lying. I don't think that her and Denise ever got together. I actually think that was a scheme probably made up by Lisa Rinna, and with the help of Erica Jane. Don't forget, we had exposed that Erica Jane during that time was doing press saying, "I believe Brandi. I think Denise is lying, blah, 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 blah," when I didn't even know Erica Jane and Brandi were even friends, or they were even cool like that, right? So that to me kind of got my spidey senses up. And then also, then we saw this year at BravoCon that Erica was like, "Let's bring Brandi back. She's a truth teller." I'm like, again, why is Erica windmilling for Brandi? I didn't even think they knew each other. So it just got me thinking, were there other things going on behind the scenes that put Brandi up to this whole Denise Richards thing? We all saw how, joyful Lisa Rinna was trying to take down her friend. Was there some back end situation going with that? Another thing that made me think that was Teddy Mellencamp came out on her Two Teas in a Pod podcast saying that she wanted herself and Brandi back. And to me, I'm like, all right, why is Teddy also saying she wants Brandi back? Where did that come from? I didn't know Teddy and Brandi, they were never even on the same season together. So that made me think, what's going on? Has Brandi made a deal with the faux Fox 5? Has she made a deal with Lisa and Kyle and Teddy and Erica that if she gets back on, she would be on their side? She would be their mouthpiece and windmill for them. You know what I mean? So that has me really suspicious when it comes to Brandi. Why is Erica wanting you to come on, and why is Teddy wanting you to come on? That's suspicious to me. All right, now let's move on to Dorit. Dorit, ding dong, Dorit can be demoted all day, or she could be fired. I don't care. Dorit doesn't even have to come back at all. I don't mean to be rude. It's no disrespect. It's nothing personal. But Dorit, when it comes to you, I don't know what you're really bringing to the show. You don't really have an opinion on anything. You don't really have a strong storyline. We kind of allegedly we debunked your whole. Oh, let me put my banner on. Everything is alleged, rumored, and opinion based. Okay, we allegedly debunked your whole house break-in situation going on, your PTSD, blah 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 blah. That was really weird and whack. The whole Boy George storyline has gone nowhere. Allegedly, word on the street is that the other housewives, or some of them at least, are uncomfortable filming with Boy George. Allegedly, he had some physical altercation with a young boy where he beat up the young boy, and he had the boy he like kidnapped him, not kidnapped him, but like held him against his will. He had him tied up on a radiator. this whole situation, the boy had to go to therapy. Boy George, I believe, even went to jail for this. And so some of the housewives are like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable with this whole Boy George situation, given what we know he did. And also, they were saying that the reason why Boy George was even on the show introduced was to do reputation cleanup for him. As we know, Bravo is owned by NBC, and NBC owns The Voice or whatever it is. And I think Boy George was on it. Anyway, it was some sort of reputation rehab for Boy George, and some of the other you know, wives were like, we don't really want that. We don't want him around. That's not cool. So, ding dong, Dorit, you can go. Again, the allegations of you having an affair with Mauricio was the most interesting thing about you in the last couple of years. What happened to Beverly Beach? What happened to designing bridal outfits? What's going on with the lawsuits with PK? What's going on with the fraud suits? Like what's going on? We don't know anything about you. Like you said, you're on your own island, so you can stay on your island and skip rocks. Now, we talked about this. I think that the producers want to bring Lisa Rinna back. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Yo Diggity Dog, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yay, thank you. I appreciate that. So I agree, right? I think that the producers want to bring Lisa Rinna back. And two things can be true. Do I think that the executives and the producers like Lisa Rinna? No. I think that they don't like her. I think that they would, on a personal level, would be happy to see her go. They would be happy to see her skip rocks. However, that doesn't mean that on a professional level, they want her to come back to keep stirring the pot, to keep bringing the drama, to keep the ratings up, to keep having someone that's going to be the nemesis, that's going to be the person that's going to go after everybody. I think that they don't know who to cast in that role of the bad guy, of the villain, of the pot stirrer, right? They're not sure who to cast in that. So I think that they do want to bring back Lisa Rinna if they think that she can still bring in the ratings. But I think personally, they probably don't like her that much. She's insufferable. She's mean. She's bitter. She's sad. She's unhinged. She's using the death of her mother as an excuse, but that's not an excuse. Unfortunately, we all go through grief in one way, shape, form, or another, but that does not give you a free pass to be mean and disrespectful and hateful to other people. It's not grieving a loss of something or someone does not give you a free pass to be evil to other people. So I also think that production is probably pissed because all of her schemes are being exposed. Lying about Kathy Hilton's meltdown in Aspen being just exposed. Faking the whole tequila debacle being exposed. Lying about storylines with Harry Hamlin and Garcelle being exposed. Having alleged fake accounts on Instagram. Baddie Woke Stan being exposed. The whole Patrick Summers thing, whether he's lying or not a good look. Her being a double disaster on Twitter and Instagram. She's deactivated now or kicked off, whatever it is. Posting pictures with firearms, talking about a hitman, talking about Paris Hilton's sexual trauma. Not good looks. So I think that the producers are torn. They're like, we want to fire her because she's a vile human being, but at the same time, can we still milk it? Can we still use her to get drama, to get conflict, to get ratings? So that's where I think it is with them. Now, where it comes to Crystal and Diana being fired, I'm sorry, Crystal, but I wouldn't care if you left too. Yes, you found your voice in the last 2 to 3 episodes, but was it too little too late? And was your voice enough? Yes, you also pushed back with Kyle at the reunion. I lived for that. I think everyone should give it to Kyle because she's just kind of a mess. But again, I don't know what you bring to the show that is indispensable, right? That somebody else doesn't bring better and more of. So I like you, Crystal. It's nothing personal, but if you got fired or demoted, just like Ding Dong Dorit, I don't think that there would be a loss there. I don't think that we would really miss it that much. If they brought you back, I'm neutral to it. Okay, cool. But I'm gonna need you to step it up. I'm gonna need you to have that voice and keep that voice. Now, when it comes to Diana, I don't even know why this is a question. I don't know why it would even be a question of bringing her back. I think it should have been an automatic firing, an automatic she's not coming back. Number one, she has been implicated in Baki, literally digital attacks against a child. We have to wait for Garcelle's finding in the investigation, but given the circumstantial evidence and what we think, Diana should have been fired a long time ago. She said she had, she was sick or whatever for the reunion, and she literally phoned it in on Zoom, but yet she seemed to be partying and looking fine and dipping it and doing it the day before, the day of, and the day after. Like, hello. Um, Also, just being vile, calling someone to see you next Tuesday and an a-hole and all this weird stuff. And then all of the allegations around her. I get that they're allegations, I get that they're rumors, but I think sometimes when there is an allegation or a rumor that is that heavy, that significant, and also that long lasting, these rumors and allegations have been around for years and years and years and years and years. I think it was irresponsible of them to have hired her in the first place. And I think it would be disrespectful to us, to victims, and to people if they were to bring her back. I don't know how bringing her back is even a conversation. It should just be an automatic, she's gone. But that's just me. That's just how I feel. But I want to know how you guys feel. So I'm going to do a quick outro for people watching on the replay, but stick around, my candy canes, because I will go through some of your comments. But I want to know how you guys feel. Be sure to put it in the comment box down below. Do you want LVP back? Do you want Brandi back? Or maybe a Camille or a Carlton? Or do you want fresh blood? New faces, new storylines, new housewives, new women. What do you think about Ding Dong Dorit being demoted? Are you like good riddance or no, bring her back her diamond? You guys know how I feel. She could be demoted or fired. I don't think it really adds anything or takes anything away. She's just kind of there. And what do you think about Lisa Rinna returning? If she returns, do you think Kathy Hilton will stand by her ultimatum and not come back as a friend of? Or do you think Kathy still would come back? Do you think the producers will bring Rinna back? Because again, they may not like her, but they have no problem using her. Okay? And fired, Crystal and Diana. If both of these are fired, I'm kind of okay with that. I like you, Crystal. It's nothing personal. Diana, miss me with everything about you, sweetheart. But before you comment down below, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. Yay! All right, you guys, with that, let's get some of your candy cane comments. So I'm just going to start in a random spot. So if I miss you, I'm sorry. Hey, Babs X, she goes, Dorit can definitely go. I agree. Miss T